Welcome back to weaving, and we are going to get started on our next technique. It's kind of an advanced technique. It's not terribly advanced though. We're going to work with two needles and two different colors. So here I have a nice teal and here I have the green that I was working with before. I'm going to start with the green first, and we're going to get started on some striping patterns. So to change colors, because you have started and ended your last row, so you should have two ends. To change colors, we are going to take our string, look at our last weft where we just ended. Okay, so this is where we ended right here. Okay, this is kind of important, so pay attention. This is where we ended, and we're going to count the warps from here where we ended back. 1, 2, 3. That's where we're going to start. Underneath that one, we're going to follow the same weave structure as where we ended. So this went under or over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under, all the way across to where we need to start, which is 3 warps back from where we ended before. And we're going to follow the same weave structure. So this string went under this warp. So my needle goes under this warp. This string went over the next warp. So my needle goes over the next warp. This string went under this warp. So my needle goes under that warp. And then I continue over, under, over, under, over, under. Not being in the classroom, if you can't figure this out, just try the best that you can so that you can move forward. I don't want you to have to get stuck because you don't know how to start the next color. All right, so here we go. We've got our string. We're going to leave a little bit of a tail. Remember, we talked about 4 to 6 inches. Okay. If you don't have a ruler, just count 1, 2, 3. That's about 3.5. Pull a little bit. That's 4. I'm just going to take my nails and push that down. Then I'll do a couple of rows with this teal in plain weave. So we're just going under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over. And just some reminders, as we're weaving, you want to focus on the ends. So make sure it's loosely wrapped around the end here. Then when you weave, you'll have your whole weft go on an upward angle and then push down from the end that's wrapped around the warp to the end that's connected to your needle. That will make sure that nothing gets pulled too tight. So now we're just going to weave, just like you did before, a couple of rows of plain weave. Okay, this is going to be my last row for this part right here. So I'm going to weave in towards the center. Tuck it down. And then cut this off. I'm going to count 3 back from this warp. 1, 2, 3. It went under this warp. So I'm going to go under that warp. The weft went over this warp, so I'm going over this warp. The weft went under this warp, so I'm going to go under this warp. And then finish the row. Leave a couple of inches, tuck it down, and now we're just going to weave a couple of rows. Okay, this is going to be my last part for this color. And I'm going to do a half row and then complete that row in teal. So when you're ending a section, it's like you're doing a half row of that last color and a half row of your new color. So I ended it towards the center. I'm going to cut that string, pick up my teal, and then count. Here's the end of my weft. I'm going to find the end of my weft and count 3 warps back. 1, 2, 3. It went under this warp, so my new string's going to go under this warp. It went over this warp, so my new string's going to go over this warp. It went under this warp, so my new string's going to go under this. And then I just continue. Starting new colors is probably the trickiest part of this technique, but once you got it, it's the same every time. Alright, I'm just going to complete a half row of this color and then switch back to green. So now I've got my green, and I'm just going to do a couple of rows of green here. So I find the end of my weft and I count 3 warps back from where the weft ends. 1, 2, 3. Follow the same structure. Go across. Alright, there we go. We've got horizontal stripes. The next technique that we are going to be working in will be vertical stripes. So I'm just going to end my string here. There we go. We've got plain weave and we've got some horizontal stripes. Alright, so keep an eye on for the next video.